warm up some crawls, some tennis ball stuff. I'm gonna hit some impulses here. Gonna do some weighted throws. Then we'll get on with the lifting portion of today's upper body day. So we got a little bit more hypertrophy clusters in. We'll do some overcoming iso, bench, and med ball throws as well. Then we'll get into our hypertrophy clusters, neutral grip bench, drop catch, prone dumbbell rows. We got some drop catch pull-ups, some slow lower overhead raises, and then just some iso holds for the shoulders. And we'll probably do some conditioning as well today. So kind of what we have in store. I like the impulses. Good way to get everything primed, ready to go for throwing. Again, it's a high impact, high velocity, but it doesn't take a lot of, it's not going to fatigue you as much as throwing, and that's why I like it for prep. Oh, that shoulder's still. Again, if you're starting out with impulses, you probably don't need to start with like a weighted hyper arm kind of thing like Dak does. Probably just start light, maybe even just do a band. Do it again with a rack and a movable object, a fence. Again, everything. You need to be realistic. When you see stuff online, some of it can be great. See exercises, things you might want to do, but you have to be realistic with where you are on your journey and your on your journey, on your story. You're probably not. I've been training for 20 plus years, so if that, 15 plus years. Can't remember when I really officially got into it. I mean, we did it in high school. It was never with football and stuff, speed and strength in the summers, but it was never anything super well run or organized. But again, close to 20 years I've been training, and you might not be there. You might be just starting out. If you're a high school kid, a middle school kid, meet yourself where you're at. Get a good coach to work with. If you want to work with me, I love working with young kids. That's the best age, is get them. Started, because you start them early, then they get them hooked, show them that exercise, that training is fun, and sticks with them longer. I wish I would have had that when I was younger, but I didn't. So you start when you're older, or if you're older, you just know you're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. You don't just start by squatting 300 pounds or doing high impact impulses and all this stuff. Sprinting again. You gotta meet yourself where you're at. Be realistic. Too much too soon, too much volume too soon, too high intensity, too difficult or challenging exercises too soon. That's a lot of times what leads to the injury, things like that we don't want. Yes, injuries we can't prevent them, but we can mitigate some of the stuff, the unnecessary stuff right away. by being realistic and meeting ourselves where you're at. So that's a big part of it. We want to do more all the time, when a lot of times we're not ready to do more. You got to build into it. More can be good, but a lot of times more can be bad too, just because, again, we're not ready. It's unneeded. It's not like it's just the fact that people work hard just to work hard, when that's not good. You don't want to work. Why work hard at stuff that's not going to help get you better or get you where you want to be? Work hard at the things you need to work on. A lot of times more quality is better. Better is better, not just more just to do more. Yeah, you hear the stories of like Kobe and MJ and like these guys that work hard all the time, but they're probably working on specific things that they know is getting them better. They're not just going to the gym to shoot just random shots. They're working on specific skills. They're not swinging a baseball bat just to say, oh, I got more swings in. It's that whole show up early, stay late. That's a bunch of crap, because a lot of times showing up early is great. There's nothing wrong with being early, being on time. But a lot of times the people that stay the latest are wasting so much time doing meaningless tasks or meaningless work, that just to say, I worked hard, I stayed later than you, whoop-de-doo, but I didn't get any better. So that's that. But next we're going to go into our weighted ball throws. We're going to do the random throws again. We're going to go from our knees. I think we did seated last week. So we're going to go from our knees today, just change up the angle, change up the variation a little bit. Slight variation change again. Anytime we're doing any movement, there's going to be different. It's going to be different. It's never going to be the same movement twice. So I will put the balls behind us, the weighted balls, and just kind of randomly reach back and grab one, just to kind of, so the arm doesn't really know what we're grabbing, the weight we're grabbing, until we get it in our hand. So you got to adapt and change to the lighter, the heavier. Again, sometimes I might have to look back just because I don't always set the balls behind me perfectly. So I'm reaching and it's like, oh, if I can't find it, I'll look back. But that's what we're doing here for the throws. After this, we'll go do overcoming ISO bench press. So push the bar into the rack for 5 seconds, let go, and then we'll go right into a kneeling med ball chest pass to kind of create that force, a lot of force into the bench, and then, or into the rack, and then use that force to throw med ball as hard as we can. Again, this is more of our high force day. Then we'll mix in some slow force as well later on. So create a lot of force, release that force, and then we'll get into our other lifts for the day. So throws, and then we'll do overcoming ISO bench. It's nice when they bounce back to you. You don't have to get up and get them. Give the right arm a little bit of break. We're going to go left arm too. Again, we're not left-handed, but you never know when throwing left-handed might come in handy. Maybe my right arm gets amputated sometime. Get attacked by a bear or a gator, or stuck in a lawnmower or whatever. Heck, maybe I throw so hard it just flies off one day. But then I still want to be able to play catch with my nephews and niece. So, better learn how to throw left-handed. And what, if both hands get amputated somehow? Well, we'll have to learn to throw with our feet. This looks so, feels so weird. I feel like I got decent speed on it, just motion. So awkward. Which goes to tell you, like, you watch pictures, they all throw different. Different arm angles, different slots, different wind-ups, different motions. But they all, the thing in common is, I guess most of them, the good ones, they throw strikes. They get batters out. Doesn't matter how you do it. It's just like shooting basketball. Look at Steph Curry's shot compared to Klay Thompson's shot compared to Reggie Miller's. They're all great shooters, but their formula is all different. Steph is really like, Steph kind of has a weird form. I wouldn't say he has form. Klay Thompson has perfect form if you watch it. Like a pretty, just pure shot. That's pure, that's pretty. Steph isn't pretty, Steph is quick. Reggie, I haven't really watched his in a long time, but yeah, more of a pure shooter, quick release. And then you get other guys who, again, other great shooters, they're all different forms. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what we all try to, especially in exercise training, we try to, excuse me, make someone squat perfect form. Oh, knees out, knees over your toes, all this stupid stuff that people tell you. No, you're going to squat how you're going to squat. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we don't want you to look like a baby deer or a baby giraffe just all stumbling all over when you're squatting and that type of thing, or deadlifting and tons of back rounding. Yes, there's time and place for that, Jefferson curls, things like that. We want to round our back. But if we're super heavy load on squats, our purpose is not to round our back a ton. Yeah, there's going to be some because it's heavy. I mean, no one has a perfectly neutral spine when they're deadlifting. Look at the powerlifters. Even when they get those heavy loads, they're rounding a little bit. And that's fine. Again, these form Nazis and people that are just trying to, you have to be perfect before you can ever move. Yes, we want good form, but good form is different for each person. Me, I'm shorter, I'm vertically challenged, so I don't, some of the basketball guys I got, they're 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", they got long legs. Even some of a lot of the volleyball girls, they got longer legs. It's tougher for them to squat than it is me, because I'm vertically challenged and follically challenged. So I'm built more to that. Whereas longer legs, we can adjust, we can raise the heels, we can do a different variation, whatever it may be, to get them to squat. But again, there's no perfect form. Yes, there is better form. You don't want to be looking like crap. But that's part of the training process, is learning that. And you see someone online like struggling, and you comment, that form's crap. Well, who knows where they're at? Maybe they're just starting out. And that's part of the process, isn't it? It's learning what works for you, works best. So, again, it's not, everyone's going to look a little different. And try different things, do different variations, different motions, throw from different angles, squat wider, narrower, feet in, feet out, knees over toes, knees in, whatever it may be. Just try different things, find what feels right. And it could be multiple things, it's going to be multiple things. There's no one way to do things. Especially in fitness, we're not trying to get to point A to point B. There is no point B. It's just a continuous journey, a continuous process of learning, of growing, of failing, of screwing up, bumps in the road, trials and tribulations. Oh, the fart ball. The old stink ball. One more here and then we'll lift. Bench press. So I'm gonna use a neutral grip bar because that's what I'll be using anyway here. My regular bench press today. So I got these pins. So I'm just gonna start down and for 5 seconds I'm gonna push up into the pins into the rack so I can't move it and just create a lot of force, a lot of tension into that rack. And then we'll go out, we'll do kneeling med ball chest pass into a plyo push up. Again, not the best setup. As hard as I can into the mat, but I'm going to land and do a plyo push up. Well, although it's from the knees, it's not going to be the best, but. So I guess it's not really a plyo, but it's just pushing. Can't really do a plyo push up, but just catching ourselves, taking that impact on the ground as well, pushing ourselves right back up. So we'll rotate that through that a few times. All right, so we got our, we're gonna go neutral grip bench press, 12 by 3. Then we're gonna go drop catch, prone rows, 12 by 3, so dumbbells. And then dumbbell side bends for our spinal movement. So combining the hypertrophy clusters, again, but keeping spine movement in there too, which I like to do every time, every workout, have some mobility for spine. Vertical now, so we're gonna go a pull up and do like an iso hold at the top, so like a 5-second hold at the top into a drop catch. So we'll do like 6 reps on those. We'll see how it goes. The holds are gonna be challenging. I've never done this variation before. I just thought of it. Not that I created it, but just came to my mind when I was writing this next little cycle of training this couple weeks. And so I'm gonna pull up, iso hold with a couple 5 seconds, drop catch, boom, pull up. Repeat that 6 times. Then we're gonna go a 1 minute slow lower overhead dumbbell press. So we'll start at the top and just slow on the way down. We'll go seated again because we can't really do it standing in here. And that will be that. We'll do 2 sets of that. After that, we're going to do just a weighted hang. So we're going to put I don't know what I had for weight on last week, but keep progressing on that. And just do that weighted dead hang as well. So actually, we're going to go 3-second holds at the top on this just to. So pull up, 3-second hold, 3-second count, might not be perfect. So, and drop catch, and then right back into another one. One, two, three. The problem is I lose count of the reps when I'm counting the time each time, and gotta add the reps. So I think I did 6 there. If I didn't, you'll correct me. No idea what to do on the weight for these, so let's doesn't have to be heavy. We're gonna start with 25, see how that is. I'm gonna get a timer for this one. So we're gonna start up at the top, slow lower our way down. Get a lot of time under tension here. And then hopefully press it back up at the end. Yeah, that was a good weight. Whew, those are burners. Alright, we're going to finish up iso holds, external rotation with the band and weights, internal rotation with the rings, and then band Y iso holds. So with the band, hold it in that Y like you're doing the YMCA for 2 minutes there. So we'll go a minute each arm on the internal, external. Add a little bit of 2.5 pounds on the external today. Go from there.
No loyalty, and all of a sudden, because I don't know if the locker room ever recovered from that. And I do think they would have been a playoff contender with Micah Parsons. I do believe that.